The boys did not play, so we watched others on Sunday. Regardless of that, they'll soon hit the tarmac and will hopefully have a day in the Bay. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, we're on a bye week.
Wait, I kind of want to ask, what kind of day are we going to have in the Bay?
Well, when people say have a day, it normally means you had a good day.
Okay. Well,
People are like,
Hey,
have a day.
I'll give you credit, Rudy. It was maybe if Mike McCarthy took the same amount of effort you did, drawing up
a
some
solid
plays
team to
and
draw,
advice,
Yeah,
then
appreciate
hey,
it.
it might be a good week, like you said, a day at the Bay, so to speak.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, we can only hope, right?
Well, here I'll start it off. I have a question. How does this 49ers record? Do you think this is what they are, 3-4? And I mean, let's just be honest. If they lose this game, which I mean, whatever, they might not lose the game given the Cowboys' track record against the 49ers. But you think they're done? Their season's done? And do you think that's an indictment of the team itself? Or do you think it's the excuse of injuries?
I might fall towards the excuse of injuries. Now, I will say, as far as like, we were on it last year too. Purdy hype was kind of nonsense. Like, he's an average quarterback, right? And we talked about Justin. Quarterback play this year is down, and so I would say that's kind of average right now across the league. But their run game is extremely stout, even with Jordan Mason in there. So I think when you have your weapons and they're fully healthy, like I know Debo's got like a pneumonia thing, so he wasn't even really playing this past week. Ayuk, they're still getting on the same page, and then he gets hurt. So I kind of fall towards injury and just not having enough time to really like gel, I guess. But as far as like, again, going back to QB play, super average, and they're underperforming in my mind though. So I think they're better than what they do.
So I think San Fran's body of work over the last 3 seasons, they deserve to have the benefit of the doubt. So until they're actually dead and out of the playoffs, then I think I'll always give them that, like I said, the benefit of the doubt that they can come back. Now, with that being said, if they were to lose this game, being 3-5 is a pretty big hill to climb. And I would say that there are some very uncharacteristic things that we've seen from the San Fran team. I mean, obviously there's injuries, but losing games when they had like a 2-score lead is pretty shocking. We haven't seen from them do that, fail like that. And then to a point, and it's not just me saying this, but people over there in San Fran, is their window closing. I mean, they've invested in a lot of their investments and their players. A lot of them are either injured or just had season ending. Like Ayuk just had a season-ending injury. Christian McCaffrey's kind of dated, and kind of to Rudy's point too with the quarterback play, I would say he's above average. Maybe top 10. If I don't know off the top of my head.
Kind of, yeah. I would have to agree with that.
But with that being said, I mean, I would kind of expect him to go out and win a couple games here and there, and we haven't seen him take advantage, do that like I think top 10 quarterbacks can do. So I kind of forgot the last part of your question, Justin.
Well, you pretty much answered it.
Okay.
It was one off. It was just one question, but I'll ask a follow-up question because it's to the point of what we talked about, or both of y'all touched on about the injuries. Hey, the injury report this week. I mean, I know it doesn't come out until technically tomorrow when we're recording right now, but you're going to see Devo on there with the illness because the dude just left the hospital. Kittle's supposedly week to week or day to day or something like that. So, and we already know Ayuk is not playing, obviously. CMC not playing. Whole list of other characters, obviously in and out on the injury report. Dre Greenlaw still.
Juwan Jennings still out.
I mean, yeah, he didn't play. He didn't
I know
play
he didn't
last
play
game,
Sunday. Yeah.
so his name might be on the injury report. But, I mean, yeah, he didn't play. He didn't play last game, so his name might be on the injury report.
Right.
His name might be on the injury report. I'll ask this question: if Kittle because I'm pretty sure Debo's probably not playing if he had pneumonia and just now getting out of the hospital. I know, a venture of a word. Does this game, and I hate using this term, but does this game become a must win if Kittle somehow isn't able to go?
Well, so if they lose, I think they're 2 games behind the Seahawks with like.
No, not San Francisco. The
For the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Oh, I'm sorry. Repeat the question. My fault. I was kind of listening through some.
If all of those players don't play, Jennings, Kittle, Debo, those seem to be the ones that they might be able to go or they might not. If all 3 don't play, does the game become a no excuses? You need to win this game. You need to get out of this voodoo, whatever it comes to this team.
I mean, yeah, this is the weakest Niners team that we've faced in recent memory, and so I mean, if you're gonna beat them, this is the Niners team to beat. But again, you're also probably the weakest that you've been in the last 2 years. And like I said, even as weak as the Niners are right now, their run game is still there, and our run game is all right sometimes. And so
that's generous.
Yeah, no. And see, I was actually like doing some like research, and like our yards per carry allowed is like super middle of the road. So I guess that's where I'm saying it's all right. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to say that like you have to win just because of how depleted you are yourself. But this is the worst Niners team that you've faced in a good while. That's for sure, you know.
Yeah, I don't think I can definitively say must win just because of how banged up the Cowboys are, but also you're coming off a bye. You should be invested like a lot of time into this game, and kind of to the point where, yeah, San Fran is this depleted, bro. You got to go out and get this. It would seem like you should go out and you have to go out and get this W by any means, or yeah. So, yeah, I think it becomes a real big must-win opportunity. I can't. It's so hard to answer, really, because I feel like the Cowboys are all banged up and stuff like that. But
well, in theory, like I said, I know I keep referring to this injury report that hasn't happened yet, but in theory, from what it sounds like, McCarthy said today, or not McCarthy, Jerry said today, that technically Bland and Micah are game time decisions. And I mean, obviously it sounded like Bland up until magically game day was ready to go last week.
I don't think either of them will play.
Oh my gosh. If it's not now, that's terrible news on the Bland front. If he can't go after the
swelling up, they say his knee was swelling up at practice, and like until he can get
his
through
knee.
practice.
Oh my gosh, bro!
The injury was initially a foot, right?
Yeah, he broke his foot. Like, so what is he doing in his rehab, bro? Like,
this is what happens when
I don't know. I didn't think
it goes like Deron Bland will play, and then we're like,
well,
all right,
it sounded like he was gonna play in the Lions game, but whatever.
It sounds like the only person who said that though was a Jones family member. Like I think McCarthy was trying to wait.
I don't. I think the reports were saying all that. Hey, Bland's been practicing. He's probably going to play, and then all of a sudden, him and Kendricks magically popped up as like, yeah, we're not playing. And then
I don't know about that.
Let me say this: I think the Cowboys will probably be favored if Debo's out, and then if Kittle's out. Yeah, definitely. But I wonder if San Fran will be like, you know what, let's just rest our guys and see if we can come back in the second half of the season. I'd be very interested to see what their line of thinking, or if they're saying, we got to go out and go get this W against Dallas.
I get it. Extra playoff spot, it's whatever. Let's, quote unquote, get as healthy as possible, San Francisco. Well, in theory, the ideology and idea that Christian McCaffrey's coming back after their bye is on the table, apparently. So I understand that, but I feel like you can't just be dropping games at this point when your division is just gonna get. I mean, it's just them and the Seahawks, quite honestly. The Rams seem to be punting.
The Cardinals are. I know you don't believe in the Cardinals, but they're ahead of them.
No,
the Cardinals beat them. The Cardinals did beat them too. So if it is a tie at the end of the season, which they'll play again, of course.
You think the Cardinals win in 7 games this year?
Well, I would have to see the schedule.
I think they could win 4 of their next 10 games.
I think they could win 7.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But regardless of the point, it can't just be dropping games and just hoping that CMC is going to fix everything. One last question, though. Do you think that... Okay, so obviously we all know Cowboys are coming off their bye. Do you think that their bye... Maybe McCarthy did something with the offense, maybe fix some things, fine-tune some things, or maybe re-energize and revolutionize things. Do you think the combination of the bye and maybe they sneak out this win is enough of a boost to, I guess, increase expectations back to what they were at the beginning of the season?
Increase expectations with who? The fan base? No, but
forget the fan base. The team.
Okay.
The team.
Yeah. If they win in San Fran, no matter who's playing in San Fran, if they win against San Fran on Sunday night, bro, yeah, the team will definitely be boosted. I don't care what type of game it is. If they scrape out a W, that should be boosted. Now, if McCarthy did his homework and has fixed his offensive woes, that might be another story, bro. Because I think, I didn't really hear his response back to Troy Aikman when Troy Aikman was talking about the wide receivers and whatnot. But it sounded like McCarthy being typical McCarthy.
He was being a politician. He said, "I understand what he had to say."
It's not very inspiring, but maybe that's just McCarthy, and maybe I shouldn't compare him with other people when I know what McCarthy is. So. I'm praying, Justin. I'm praying that he fixed it. But honestly, the way this team went out against Detroit, and my expectations and hope are pretty low.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a big morale boost. Prime time in San Fran. I think our problems will still be our problems, though. And as far as McCarthy, he's the type to add one play in the first 15 play script that's hey, I appeased the fans with this one. But as the game goes on, he reverts back to old McCarthy, and so yeah, I just can't picture it. I can't see it. I haven't seen it. I would be stunned, if I'm being honest, if McCarthy got a full turnaround out of this offense. I mean,
what do you mean you haven't seen? You know what? You saw it last year.
All right, Justin.
But that's the most upsetting thing. Is that we saw it last year and then he reverts.
I'm keeping you consistent. That's all. I'm just saying. Look, I'm not saying it's gonna happen again, but it technically happened last year.
Okay, what I really need him to fix, though, is the red zone woes. Because, we can drive the ball. We absolutely do. So if he was doing one thing during this bye week, the red zone, man. I need you working on red zone offense. If that's fixed, I'll be satisfied with that for the week being. And just hope that going forward, it's, brought us the next week and the next week rather than, again, just this 1 week. Here y'all go, guys. I tried a little bit. And then revert back to old McCarthy. So, I mean, look, yeah, if we win in San Fran, big morale boost. And again, I don't foresee McCarthy being this dude who can reinvigorate himself in the team. But, yeah, it starts in the red zone.
It's a sad day, fellas, because I can no longer push this Aaron Rodgers propaganda. The man done let me down too many times. I thought it was going to be a movie. It ended up being a horror flick. That man was turning the ball over. I know it's October, but it was very scary on that Heinz Field. Making Russ Wilson get his mojo back because the man can't protect the ball. And then the voodoo of Garrett Wilson popping the ball up in the air as well. It might be over.
Yeah. Thank you for joining the rest of us.
So I know they're 2-5, and it might be over, but surely they have a last place schedule considering how bad they were last year, right? So
let me take a peek.
In theory, they should be able to make up games, but even though I say that. I think I kind of browsed their next 5 games, and it's not easy, which is kind of surprising.
It's Pats, Texans, Cardinals, Colts, Seahawks, Dolphins, Jags,
Yeah.
Rams. Well.
It's not a murder's row.
But we've been saying, I don't know, like every game they somehow stink it up, and just the uncharacteristic turnovers, and I don't know, somehow an undrafted rookie turns into Antonio Cromartie against Aaron Rodgers and makes play.
Bro, the first pick, I know you're like, that's a great play by the DB. I agree. But, bro, why are we throwing that? That's so unnecessary. And
that's A-Rod for you, my man. That's what he do.
Especially going into the half, too. I'm like, okay, bro. Like,
I think we just need to wait until the Devontae Adams A-Rod connection gets fired up, and then we might see some magic. But as I'm saying that, bro, their like secondary is absolutely gone. So like,
yeah, they had Jalen Mills out there.
Even if they are somehow able to score points, bro, they ain't stopping nobody.
Sorry, I mean to speak over you, but I mean the only magic you see with the Jets is the act of the disappearing man when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. So
he's full front and center in the turnover department, though.
Yeah, I guess I meant disappearing late as in you're looking for him, you need him, and he's like, catch you later, I'm out of here, pick. The thing, Justin, is when you're 90 years old, your bedtime's in especially that Monday night football game, so you can't be up that late. He gave up on it. No. Get that out of here. I've said it for 2 years that the Jets were fraudulent. Hard Knocks tried to push it on me. They said Gray Beard was going to get it done. I told you he won. I told you that the defense was fraudulent, and you're right. They made Russell Wilson look like a star. Whole team, poverty franchise. You said that Robert Saleh was in over his head.
He is.
Good guy. Okay,
he
fine,
earned his firing. Don't bring him into this.
No. I'm not defending Robert Saleh. I'm saying when you're coaching a dumpster fire, who the hell wouldn't be? Like this is nasty work with that entire team.
I'm glad you brought that up, Rudy, because I can't allow these agendas to fly, bro. They say an incompetent coach gets fired. They're like, maybe he shouldn't deserve the firing. I'm like, don't have revisionist history. Same thing with these quarterbacks, bro. I've had enough of.
Before we transition, quick question: is the new head coach in over his head?
What is that? What kind of question is that? That man not even. He's an interim. What is?
Well, you got rid of one guy because you said he was in over his head. So I'm asking if the
interim is just the interim's job. There is, look, bro, we got 11 more games. Just be on the sideline.
So he's in over his head a little bit. He ain't gonna right the ship.
You acting like that man got expectations.
I mean, the Jets' expectation is to get to the playoffs. So, look, I don't think he's going to do it. My point being was you got rid of one guy because you said he was in over his head.
Yeah, because the same guy earned his
the new guy.
So you're going to fire the interim when he's not even going to be the coach next year. What are you talking about?
No, it's like the McCarthy fire, where you're like, what's the point of doing that? Because you're going to bring someone in who's not going to.
Yeah, McCarthy's contract expires.
It's the
Saleh doesn't.
Same thing with Saleh.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it's not.
No, because he's going to be fired at the end of the year regardless.
The new head coach is providing what to the team?
He got rid of Saleh. Saleh didn't need the job, bro. I don't know what else you want me to say, and I don't know why you keep defending him. That dude had too much tape.
I was just looking for the positive. Of the
whatever, bro. We'll get to because I'll let you. I know you have an opinion about this next topic because you be defending this way too much, in my opinion. But speaking of expectations and just propaganda being spread left and right. These young quarterbacks, they gotta go. I've had enough of this. All I heard was, man, why isn't Packers Texans on prime time? We get CJ Stroud versus Jordan Love. Man, nobody want to see that. And to my point, both them boys stunk it up on Sunday. I don't care what the final stat line was, bro. You turn the ball over that many times, I don't think you have a good game. That dude, Love, I don't think he's ever going to get it. I don't care. They talking about he Brett Favre, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, he basically almost 30. So I don't really care about all that no more. Like, clock is ticking. And if we're being honest, they shouldn't even made the playoffs last year. They got lucky because there was an extra spot because NFL money hungry, and it just so happened to work out that way. But let's go to the other dude, Stroud. My man couldn't even get 100 yards, and I don't hear a peep. I don't hear a peep about him stinking it up. Talking about, well, his old line, his receivers. He doesn't have Nico Collins. Man, I thought Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs, I thought they were the answer. Well, yeah, him too. I thought, man, this high-powered Texans offense, yada yada yada. That dude can't even get 100. He needs Nico Collins, and I feel like the only reason why people hype up Nico Collins is because it's fantasy football related.
I mean, he's good too.
He's good, but I mean, you already have three. You have three pass catchers out there, like known stud pass catchers, bro. What you need a fourth one for? And you can't even get to 100 yards, bro. You 10 to 21, bro. Who you throwing to? Besides with the three guys that we already mentioned.
The defense ain't shifted that much for 40-year-old Stephon. Like, take a breath there. No, but as far as CJ Stroud's performance, absolute disappointment. You're not wrong, Justin. I do think there's room for growth. I'm not selling stock at this point in the game. If you're selling yours, I'll buy some at a discount. That'll be good for my portfolio in the long run. But no, I mean, the way he's performed this year has been bad. I'll outright say that. There's no doubt about that. I'm not going to defend.
I'm going to say he's been bad, but
okay.
the way that people talk about him and then the reality of things, it's not really lining up for me.
Like, that man, actually, he year two Trevor Lawrence, where the rest of the team carrying him to the playoffs, and then he's pedestrian.
Stroud and Lawrence in the same sentence? That's crazy. Lawrence?
I mean,
they both have the same hype.
Hey, bro, I've never really had Stroud stock. I mean, I was a supporter at Ohio State because that man got too much hate at Ohio State, but NFL hype is a little bit too much for me to handle. That's
all I can say. That game was stinky, and not just the uniform matchup, bro. The offensive lack of fireworks for such a hyped offensive teams. Yeah, it was pretty stinky. And I mean, Joe Mixon ain't gonna get the headlines. Neither is Josh Jacobs, but they were the only ones moving the chains, in my opinion.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, the thing, though, is that, and you've seen it throughout this year, that's kind of a Jordan Love game. I think it was against the Lions, where it's essentially the same thing, where he's throwing picks, and they kind of come back, and it's a close game at the end. And, I mean, compare him to a Hall of Famer is strong, but that is also like a Brett Favre-style game where you throw for 300, you have 2 picks or 3 picks, and you throw for 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Can my man get some skins on the wall before we, I mean, he had bad person.
Again, I said compare him to a Hall of Famer is a little rough, but that guy also threw the most interceptions in NFL history. He can't be every good thing about him.
Let me ask you this: I know people can't look past the logo on the jersey, so they're just like, you know what? Hey, that's Brett Favre. It kind of worked out that way. Tell me why that man not a Jameis clone.
That's fair. I think Jameis deserved more credit too. That's now. What was the stat that he went 40-40 or something like that?
30-30.
30-30. Yeah.
Hey, Jameis was box office. This man fake box office, bro. This man,
that man throw one throw off his back foot and they'd be like, oh man, look at Love. Look at the arm talent, man. I'm so sick of arm. I'm so sick of arm talent. Stay in the pocket, bro.
Well, and also complimenting that's stupid because half his interceptions and bad throws come from him not having his feet set. He will literally throw off awful platforms. I think watching Aaron Rodgers was terrible for his health for that 1 year. Because he needs to stop that. He needs to set his feet and throw the goddamn ball like a regular ass quarterback. You're not that guy. But anyway, enough of that nonsense. Last night we saw a true MVP, Lamar Jackson, 5 TDs, gunslinging it all over the place. The man was on a mission last night without Zay Flowers being healthy. He's just slinging it to everyone out there. It was an impressive game. Now, on the other end, though, Tampa lost every single receiver they had, pretty much. What do y'all foresee as like, going forward for both teams.
Yeah, that was a great result for the Cowboys. I know we play Tampa later, but I think Mike Evans out for 8 weeks with a hamstring or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Chris Godwin, season-ending injury. So yeah, those are nice. Nice result there, even though it's kind of bad to say. But nevertheless, I know we just hyped up Lamar Jackson, but that team's still unserious, damn it, because the way they turned the ball over. Justin, I alluded to this last night, but you got to see this because they had a second and goal from their from the 40-yard line at one point in the game. And then they were dominating the game, and then for some reason the center snaps the ball while Zay Flowers is in motion, hits him in motion, and the ball goes backwards, and that kills the drive. And then when they're trying to wrap the game up, and it's still a lot of time left. I think it might have been either 12 minutes left in the fourth, or might have even still been the third quarter. Lamar, for some reason, throws a backwards pass. The guy can't catch it, and Tampa Bay picks it up. And fortunately for the Ravens, the dude was just grazed while his knee was on the floor, but that dude carried 2 Ravens for 30 yards for a touchdown. So Tampa Bay almost flipped the script on Baltimore because of how unserious they are, but nevertheless they got the job done.
Hey, you know how that be, bro. But until they, I'm not to be a Cowboys fan here, but I can't take them serious until they actually show up against KC. I'm no longer buying the hype. I know it's silly, but
But they're having fun, so that's the only reason I'll say it. And they have Derrick Henry, bro. So I kind of feel they might just met them at the wrong time, which is the first game of the season. They needed
that's
to
fair.
build up some confidence.
I'm being unfair to them, and I mean the way KC be looking, who knows? But all I'm gonna say is this is my last time with them. If they don't figure it out this time and it happens the same exact way, I'm done. But hip drop tackle, you see they fined my man Roquan for that Godwin hit.
Oh, they did? No, I did not see
they
that.
They said, that's a hip drop. I'm like, what's a hip drop? Serious question.
I did not realize that, no.
So, I mean, I know that dude Godwin done for the season. That's unfortunate. Oh, speaking of which, y'all see Tua at the podium today? Or the other day?
Was this about wearing the Guardian cap?
Well, and just in general, his sentiments about coming back.
I did not.
Which quote?
I
saw
don't
some
have
quotes,
those,
but not all of it.
I don't have the quote in front of me, but that man just sounds like he's chomping at the bit to get back, and then that he's just hey man, football is fun. More or less, it's just I want to play football, and these people out here acting man, he gotta worry about it. But I'm man, why y'all shocked, bro? He wants to play the game. He's cleared to play the game. That's his livelihood.
Well, that's the thing.
It's his
though.
life.
So, and for anyone that did not see, Tua essentially they asked him about wearing a Guardian cap. He's like, no, and he's kind of stubborn about it. He's I'm gonna play, and like Justin's saying, but I would call him hard-headed, but clearly after all the concussions, we can tell it's a little soft up there.
All right.
No, he's kind of an idiot. I don't know why he approached that press conference that way. You're going to get asked those questions, and he's
the man got a contract to collect money on. That's why.
No.
What's the problem? He wants to play football. He wants to.
All right, I know this is kind of a concern of me, but as long as that team ain't on any primetime games from here on out, I don't really care because I can't stand watching them play. So put them at put them at noon for the rest of the season, and I could care less what that man does. Just don't put that on me in front of me on primetime anymore.
I think Justin, the only issue I have with it is he's acting like he had a pinky injury, and it's his 5th concussion in 3 years. And so,
hey, bro, you want that man to be having the yips every time he takes a hit?
I would like him to think, but again, after all those hits, I don't know if he can.
He low-key, he gained my respect this week.
I don't know,
For-
being
hacking,
stupid.
like, doesn't realize
Game of
any
respect.
consequences.
You know what? I will say this too. This is the only other thing. This was a kind of a good opportunity for this man to, I don't know, make Guardian Caps cool or own that shit, which I think would be. I know it's not
To
aesthetically
attack
pleasing.
No
and
Swag could not make anything look cool.
He's no. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is make it kind of like the norm for at least quarterbacks wearing it. I mean,
Or, like,
he got an
players
opportunity to
coming
do
back from
that.
concussions.
Well, just wearing it in general, and not even like coming back from concussion. Maybe like people see him wearing it and be like, "Oh, it's not that weird." After a while, because you see it for the remaining 10 games. But it's kind of unfair for me to put, my expectations on someone else. So.
Well, and then I also read a report, Ian, that the science ain't exactly like clear cut in regards to those. That it's not like a guarantee that it like reduces concussions, and apparently
Is it somewhat like the Tony Pollard neck brace that also reduces concussions?
That doesn't make any sense to me,
stingers
by the way.
or whatever.
Well,
That's like your nerves, bro. Like it's a neck thing.
I guess.
But
science.
they were also saying that
Also,
like he also has the.
All right,
Hold on. They were also saying that he has like the most like concussion reducing helmet you can get in the business. So
how long is
how
he been
much
wearing
more
that?
protection?
It's clearly working for him.
I think he could still use more protection, Justin, because it didn't work last
Well,
time.
if it doesn't work, if the cap doesn't necessarily guarantee to work,
Well,
why
maybe
are we
that
pushing it
would
on?
invest in even more like better caps or something, bro. That's all I'm saying.
well,
This man has
make
an
sure that
opportunity.
the cap is a done deal, signed, sealed, and delivered before we just say everybody's got to wear it first, I guess.
Perfect chance for a test result, but
Oh, you want that man to be a guinea pig? Oh.
Justin, what else are we watching this man play for? He's not a good quarterback. It's not like we're missing out on him. Like, I don't know, do stuff.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but like I will say,
his career worth something.
I'll give him grace. I'll give him grace. Let the man do what he wants. If he got cleared, I don't need to hear the PR answer about, oh man, like, I'm gonna be a little bit more mindful about, no, bro, he's just gonna play football and like it's okay. Like it's not gonna be the end of the world. And I mean, I know it's a risk, but that man is willing to take the risk. So
Justin, you've heard players like Le'Veon and Bell and Antonio.
Oh, God.
Antonio
hey,
Brown
let's
Maybe
chill out.
CTE is real.
But I mean, bro,
Just
like,
keep him off prime time is all I'm saying. Because first of all, they're stinky, and then second of all, I don't want to go through.
Oh, now I remember what his quote was, Ian. His quote was, he was like, hey, you could like, he was like equating it to like getting in a car accident going to work each day. And I mean, yeah, kind of a random.
Did y'all have 5 car accidents in the last 3 years?
Random analogy, but I get his point. It's just
Good
like,
point.
look, if he's able to play, there's really not much he can really do that's going to 100% prevent him from getting another concussion.
I mean,
he could retire.
Like 10% bonus in protection would be good.
Hey,
for
but
him.
he's going to play. He's going to play. He's been cleared to play.
Sure.
So, I mean, I don't understand if it's his life, if that's what he wants to do. Why are people so apprehensive that he's going to not give the best PR answer in the world? It's not like his livelihood is going to like cause everybody else in the entire world to get a concussion if he gets another concussion. Like,
I mean,
let
that's
him.
dramatic. No one's thinking that, but I mean, like, it just seems like he doesn't realize that he's been in that many concussions either. It's
but they're
fine if
making
he
it
says, like, if he came out, honestly, Justin, exactly what you're saying. If he was like, look, I had some people look over it, or I looked over it myself, and it's not 100% guaranteed to keep me from getting a concussion, so I'm just gonna opt not to wear it.
Well, it's
That
not even
would've been
about the
fine, but
cap.
that's not
It's
what
just
he
about
did.
playing. That quote wasn't about the cap. It was just about playing in general.
Well, so like in that same interview, they were talking about playing and also the cap. So
Well,
I mean,
the
they
cap
were
was
both in
one
the same
question.
boat.
That analogy had more to do with him playing again, and I just don't see what the problem is. Is my opinion. Like, if it's no, the Dolphins aren't put. What's his name? The owner ain't putting a gun to his head saying you're gonna go out there and play, because you need to earn this money, or like because his money's already guaranteed. So it's not like anybody's putting. He wants to do it. It's okay. I mean, it's a scary thought, but I'm like, aren't you already aware? You're watching football, man. Like that's part of the game. Sadly, you
I guess
can't make it.
We're kind of talking about two different things then, because I mean, like my qualm was not him playing the game again. That wasn't my issue. It was again in that same interview, him being so brash and acting like there is no health risk or anything like that. So that was more of my issue with it. Him playing, that's fine, but I mean, you gotta also realize the circumstance you're in, and if people are offering you a way to protect yourself going forward, I don't know why be so brash. Like, no, like why would I wear that? Like that's nonsense. So, I don't know. And it's time for everyone's favorite segment, the weekly pick'ems. Ian, I know you ran the numbers. How did we do last week?
So it's a pretty wild game, this pick'ems, and after it's all said and done, we tied with 6 wins apiece.
Oh, that's not a
tie?
good week either.
I can't believe it. But
there were so many games we'd pick differently. A tie.
just when you guys, I know, but that's the funny thing is when you guys looked like you guys were breaking into the lead after the Newton games on Sunday, the afternoon game saved Chief with the furious rally, and that man was able to save face and keep it out, keep all of us at 500. So there's no movements in the total scoring or in the
polls.
Yeah, on the polls. And Rudy, I believe you and I are sinking even further below 500. Justin is approaching us with his, I guess, mediocre performances, but he still has a healthy 5-game lead. Back to you, Rudy.
Just 5. That's all right.
Well, that's for me. For you, it's an 8-point lead.
Oh, just 8. Ain't a thing. I'll make it up this week. No, I definitely won't. Picking the complete opposite is nonsense. All right, but let's get straight to it. Thursday night football. We have the Minnesota Vikings traveling to LA to take on the Rams. The spread is currently Rams plus 2.5. Yeah. It's about 50-50 on different gambling sites. It's plus 3 and plus 2.5. We'll do plus 3 to be a little more generous, but that's what it's at. Give me the Vikings.
Vikings.
I'm pretty upset with the Purple People Eaters, considering they didn't. They basically didn't take my lock because I swear Detroit was not going to show up, but I will also take the Vikings.
And speaking of Detroit, we have the Tennessee Titans traveling to Detroit to take on the Lions. The spread is currently, oh my God, it is currently Titans plus 11.
They stink.
No, I took that bait with the Bills and it cost me. So give me the Lions.
11?
Dude, the Bills one was like what 9, and they beat them by like 3 scores. So absolutely not.
Same with Washington and Carolina.
Oh, that's even more. Yeah, that was abysmal. Ugh. Yeah, Lions it is.
Yeah, it was plus 9. Yeah, disregard what I just said. Give me the Lions.
God, I don't like that number, but Tennessee Poochie.
Dude, they stink.
The Lions too. God damn. Yeah, I'll go Lions. All right, moving on. We have the Baltimore Ravens traveling to the team they once were, Cleveland and the Browns. The spread is currently Browns plus 9. I will go with the Ravens.
I'll let you go first, Ian.
Okay, I was gonna say they're riding high. They're playing, having fun out there, and doing all sorts of things to good teams. Give me the Ravens, and who knows who's starting for the Browns after that quarterback fiasco. And I'm not talking about Deshaun. I'm talking about the DTR, and then you know what, he got hurt, so let's put in Jameis or whatever.
Well, that's why I'm a little bit on the fence, man. Bro, you know how the Ravens sometimes be in those division games, and
It's the Browns, man. I don't think they covered. I guess they did cover us.
yeah, fine, give me the Ravens. It's tough, but yeah, Ravens, I suppose.
All right. We got the Colts
No.
traveling to Houston to take on C.J. Stroud and the Texans. The spread is currently Colts plus 5.5. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Texans.
Give me the Colts.
Yep, Colts.
All right. Moving on. We got the Cardinals traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins. The spread is currently. Wait. I said the Cardinals, right? I'm
Yes.
tripping. All right. Spread is currently Cardinals plus 3. I will take the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yep.
Clean sweep there. We got a divisional matchup here. We have the Falcons traveling to the wide receiverless Buccaneers in Tampa. Spread is currently Tampa plus 2.5.
How are we playing again?
Yeah,
You know how the schedule makers are.
Give me the Falcons to bounce back from last week.
Bro, didn't Kurt get benched or something?
I have no idea.
Did he?
I
have no idea.
swear he did. They were
Wasn't he
awful.
even bleeding from the head? So maybe he just had to go out.
But regardless, man, they were so bad against the Seahawks. That was crazy. But give me Tampa Bay. Why not?
Rudy, I'm sorry. What was the spread?
Plus 2.5 to Tampa.
All right. They might make me mad again, but I still think the Falcons got something. So give me the Falcons.
All right. Moving on to the New York Jets traveling to Foxborough to take on the Patriots, where the spread is currently Patriots plus 7. I will say that I'm going with Graybeard to cover that. It's a lot. Patriots trash.
Yeah, another question for Ian. Again, they're playing again. They just played.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they played
Coulda
week
fooled
2.
me.
Because that's why the Rodgers agenda kicked off for me. But give me the Jets.
Yep.
All right, clean sweep there. Moving on. The Eagles are traveling to Cincinnati, Ohio to take on the Bengals. The spread is currently Eagles plus 2.5. I'm going to take Philly in the points.
Let me think.
Give me the Steagles.
Hey, man, A.J. Brown was going hard, but I don't know if it was just a byproduct of Saquon also doing Saquon things. Fine, give me Philadelphia.
I just think Philly has more of a pulse than whatever Cincinnati's doing these days.
Yeah. Clean sweep there. Moving on. We got and we're moving to the 3 o'clock segment now. We got the Bills taking on the Seahawks in Seattle. The spread is currently Seahawks plus 3. I'll take the Seahawks and the points. Yeah.
Give me Buffalo.
Man, just when I left Seattle for dead, they bite back. But with that being said, I think I'll also take the Bills.
All right. We're getting one back, baby. Moving on. We got the New Orleans Saints. The Chargers. The spread is currently Saints plus 7.
Wow.
Really?
Seems like a lot. I'm gonna take this. I'll take the Saints.
I don't know how they could watch what happened Thursday and set that line, but I don't work for them. So, but I'm still taking the Chargers.
Man, the Chargers ain't boat racing anybody, so I think this is a tougher matchup. But it feels like the Saints are just quitting on Dennis Allen, and we'll quit until that man's fired. So Give me the Chargers.
That man Kamara got a fresh extension, so I think your dream of him getting traded is dead.
Oh, because you're referencing the "Come Get Me." That is a good bit, by the way. Let me just say that now on this here platform. That
When is the deadline, by the way? This is Come Get Me season.
I heard it was election day.
Okay. Yeah,
two
this is
good
definitely,
bits after every football game is the player coming up to, I don't know, the other team whispering in the ear, and then everyone saying he's saying "Come get me," or the diva wide receiver saying "I'm not having fun" or something like that. Only for later in the season to be traded, then say "I'm having fun again."
Hey,
Two
bro,
best
that man,
bits in the NFL.
all it means is that man needs to get the ball. See, Devontae wouldn't have been pouting. They could have been still. The result could have been the same, but he didn't get the ball enough. So
Yeah, I mean, they targeted him, but Aaron Rodgers really targeted the ground more often than not when looking
Bro,
at
did you see his?
team too?
Did you see
And the
his
other
face
team.
when? Did you see his face with that George Pickens catch?
Oh, yeah, he was disgusted.
He was like, "Bro, really? This dude? All right, man."
All right, real quickly before we move on.
Dropping to a pick.
One more thing on that Jets game. I thought it was super funny that Devontae Adams gave so much effort on this. The tackle, like the picks saving 6 tackle, even though that tackle looked hilarious because that dude jumps up in the air like a fucking tiger just to tackle the gazelle running away from him, bro. That shit looks so fake, but he still made the play, so props to him.
Oh, my goodness. That is disgusting. But anyway.
That was hilarious. What do you mean?
I suppose. All right. Well, we got the Bears. They will be traveling to the nation's capital to take on the Commanders, where the spread is currently Commanders plus 1.5. I'll take the Commanders now.
Give me the Bears. Yuck.
All right, Rudy, let's get one back up on Justin.
Yes, sir.
Give me the Commandos.
This game is my worst nightmare.
True. I was going to say, there's no winners out of this, only losers.
So gross.
Moving on. We got a divisional matchup here. We got the Chiefs traveling to Vegas to take on the Raiders. The spread is currently Vegas plus 10 at home. I will take the Chiefs.
Bro, Desmond Ritter or Gardner Minshew?
Disgusting.
Give me the Chiefs, sadly.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs. Hopefully Max Crosby does something funny. But,
That's our only hope.
yeah.
Do something funny. God, bunch of clowns. Moving on. We got the Carolina Panthers taking on the Denver Broncos in the Mile High City. The spread is currently Carolina plus 9.
Goodness.
No account
Bron-
for potential Bryce Young start.
No account, apparently. Give me the Broncos.
Bro. Man, why did they schedule these two teams? I know it just had to happen, but like this is awful. Give me the
Last place
Broncos.
schedules, I guess.
Oh, why is it at 3 o'clock? Is that what you mean?
No,
Oh,
why is
just
it?
in general.
I
They have
just
to play it all.
yeah, please. It's like two games this week that I'm just like I could do without.
It's pretty gross, but yeah, give me the Broncos.
All right, clean sweep there. Moving on. Sunday Night Football, Dem Boys traveling to Santa Clara, taking on the Niners. The spread is Cowboys plus 4.5. I'll take the Niners.
Yeah, San Francisco.
Yeah. Give me the
God. Our first segment, we're like, all right, we got to beat them. This is the worst they've ever been. Yeah, we'll take San Francisco minus points.
Bro, my hope is so low. I
don't blame
can't
you.
see
The
them
injury
winning.
report hasn't come out yet, so I can't be placing bets on, and then both per usual Debo and Kittle probably play.
Fair enough. We have a team that was in prime time last week, but they've shifted from Sunday night to Monday night. The Giants are traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers, so Russell Wilson gets some more shine. The spread is currently Giants plus 6.5. I'll take the Steelers.
Yep.
Yeah, Steelers.
Dude, is that their third home primetime game this year?
Who?
The Steelers? They've had us
I
in
mean,
New
they're a
York.
big
I'm
market.
cool with that. Yeah.
That's what happens
I
when you're a
get it.
historic team. So
I get it, but sheesh, Jesus Christ, all right.
get them all out
I
of the
just
way
don't-
now. But
Russell Wilson and Justin Fields neither deserves primetime games.
They're 5-2.
I get it. It's the
They earned
Steelers.
it, in my opinion.
All right.
And they're winning,
that
more or less.
Anyway, outside
Rudy
of
just
every,
doesn't like tough nose defensive football.
True.
I forgot you're also you love the tough nosed George Pickens type. So
No, don't put that on me. That's gross.
Anyway, that'll conclude the pick'ems. I'm sure I gained plenty of ground, so just need the players to come through for me.
Anything else?
Nah.
Hey!